Look, I figured I might as well do something productive with my time. So this counts. Technically. It's not less productive than other stuff. And it's fun. Do sometimes slip into a mindset of seeing it more like a thing to do rather than a thing to enjoy, which is not really super productive for streaming. But you know, could be worse. Okay, good, that isn't. Could be worse. It would be an accomplishment, don't get me wrong, but it could technically be worse. And in the event nobody shows up, I just rant to myself for a bit, call it, and then turn that into a video. Although, it's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Because most of the time, longer videos don't do as well. But if you do shorter videos, then later transitioning to longer videos will still be harder. Because, I mean, the people who are going to watch a 10-minute long video versus who are going to watch a 30-minute long video, a bit different. Just a bit different. It's not like I do retention editing or I don't have the patience or mental energy to do that. Fortunately, it'd be convenient, but also it's not really my style, is it? I mean, I like watching it sometimes, not the super like retention editing ones where they're like changing the scene needlessly every like 5 seconds. So less so that, but more so they just toss a bunch of stuff up, like you're inundated with sound effects and visuals, and it's like, did you really need to do that? Did you? I don't think you did. It's probably on the lower side right now in terms of editing though, so I don't really have any way to add sound effects though, because I'm not trusting DaVinci Resolve with my information for a free. It's not free, they're getting your information. They should technically, I feel like they should be paying you at that point, because you're just giving them information they're going to make way more off of than if you just bought a soundboard pack. And I also can't do that. So it's 2 options out. And then editing. Like I have decided that for the most part I'm going to do editing in bursts. Okay, interesting. Typical ADHD things. Instead of trying to sit there and do it for hours, just do it 15-20 minute periods over the course of the day, I guess. I have the time to do that. I might as well take advantage of the fact that I can do that and then put out a better product. That is going to need to be tempered by the fact that I don't get to hyper focus on things then, because that is usually what happens. But then brain turns off because it's like, ugh, I'm just watching through footage again, but I can't just watch through the footage because I have to be thinking about how to turn it into a good video. And then also marking down points to make cuts, but then have to still remember what points to make cuts, but you can't really decide how to shape up the video till you see the entire thing, so it's not my favorite. Not my favorite, to put it mildly. But yeah. And there's an argument for streaming even later than I do. Technically, different topic, but you know. Just seems to be... It makes more sense that it's the time than randomly 2 hours into streams I get more views on them. Technically possible that that's the case, but it would be very weird. So, I've tested this before though, the videos, because there'd always be a weird spike at like 12 p.m. 12 a.m. Sorry, wrong one. But if I upload it at 12 a.m., then there's not. So maybe I should have done like 10. And then it's like populated by 12. I don't. We'll think on that. I do have at least one short lined up that I want to work on. So there's that, something to work on there. I have at least 3 other potential ones. I think I know what one of those I want to use. And then that's it for the next week, which is the only reason I was even thinking of streaming today, although I originally decided not to. But now I am, because... Well, okay, we'll get to that later. But you're not going to be streaming next week until Saturday, looking at the weather forecast, because it is 90 plus the entire week. Thank you, summer! Love it. Really enjoying the weather. It's fantastic. I personally enjoy just sitting in my room and sweating while just sitting there, doing nothing. Great. Because like, I can kind of, like when it's 80, I can sort of do that. Like, I don't even have the fan on right now, which is nice. It's a nice change of pace. There's an argument for turning off the noise suppression, but that's probably not a good idea. So we'll leave that. I just need to remember to talk a little bit louder, which is never havoc with my whole voice or anything, but whatever. Anyway, so the reason you're getting a stream right now, for whatever reason, weekends are just not a time that I can play any sort of game like League or Deadlock. Because without fail, I get thrown into a game with a bunch of idiots who aren't great, but that's not the gripe, but who don't seem to actually want to be there. They just get into the game, make a mistake, die, and then sprint it down, making the game utterly unplayable for me and whoever else isn't doing that. It's annoyingly consistent. I tried to play Deadlock earlier. It happened twice. Then League, it happened again. So it's not... Yeah, you could say it's a small sample size, but this is noticed over years for whatever reason. Say whatever reason. But just through the bullshittery that is life and people's schedules, can't play them on the weekend because for whatever reason, I get thrown into lobbies with teams that just don't want to win. The other team seems fine. I'm happy for them. But I don't get to enjoy anything, which is sort of counterpoint to why you play a game. Hence this. Sure, could have recorded a video, I guess, but I did say I might stream today, and I figured I might as well. So... And I don't have to edit it then, so there you go. And I can technically just turn some part of it into a short or something. So it's even more future content. Yay! Yeah, aren't you excited? More content. You don't seem very excited. I don't... Don't question how I can see you through the screen, alright? I just can't. I'm not gonna give any specifics because, you know, then gives it away. Maybe you'll figure out how I do it. But, you know, I can totally see. Yeah. I just choose not to provide proof by my own volition. I have no reason to. It's fine. Yeah, just take my word for it. Trust me, bro. Yeah. Suffering. Being Casey on the weekends truly is suffering, though. I'm aware that my schedule is abnormal. All right, like I'm fully aware. I don't have anything to do during the week. I prefer to have something to do during the week, but I technically don't have anything to do during the week. So it's just kind of all runs together. Except for the fact that then I can't play any of the games I'd normally play during the weekend. Although I did re-download MechWarrior Online. The player base in that is so small that there's kind of just specific times a day where you can play. So like if I wanted to play later, I could probably do that. But now, and I haven't played the game in forever, so it would definitely be getting smashed repeatedly because I'm out of practice. Yep. That's what it is. Work with what you got, which is more than I can say for my experiences in Unlocked and League today. There is nothing to work with. For League specifically, rather painful. I don't know if you've ever tried playing really any character that doesn't have some ability that lets them blink or be untargetable. Like Ezreal, I guess, but that wouldn't... Ezreal to Vigar sounds painful. But, yeah, Vigar Jarvan duo. Well, I don't know if they do it, but Vigar Jarvan combo, when you're playing any mid laner, doesn't matter if you're mobile, because the Vigar cage, he just has to walk up. I'd normally play, what, Ahri, Nefiri, Locke apparently sucks in a Vigar. Who else got banned? There's someone else I was gonna play. I don't remember, but it was like, okay. I can't play Ahri because Ahri sucks into Vigar. Using your ult to dodge his 20-second cooldown cage is not exactly the height of efficiency. You just can't do anything then because Ahri without her ult doesn't matter. Nefiri is banned, otherwise I would just play Nefiri, but that still probably would have gone poorly because really fed Jarvan, as in 7 kills at 10 minutes into the game. So that was cool. A Sivir and a Zillion, which I only need to know about that, who were hard winning against my Zeri Janna, which just a skill issue at that point. You should not be losing to Sivir at any point in the early to mid game. Later in the mid game, she gets stronger, right? Because she scales, she has her items, then she's relevant. Before that, Zeri is definitely stronger. Unless you just, what do they continuously overextend? Janna has a slow, so that wouldn't, like, Zillion speed up doesn't really matter. They'd have had to, like, keep getting hit by the bombs and then keep getting hit by Sivir Q. which is just decently ranged poke ability. You don't play League. So skill issue. Top lane. I don't remember what top lane was irrelevant. Oh no, sorry. I had a Singed who's obsessed with just splitting and proxying against a Mordekaiser. So basically, their team was Satan. The no skill, I walk at you, you die, I also catch you infinitely, haha. Try and run away, oh wait, you physically can't. Combo into, I'm playing Jace, I have a Bel'Veth, a Singed, and a very saddened, effectively worthless, actually worthless, Zeri and Janna. So the Veigar got the skill for free because the Bel'Veth literally never ganked a mid. The Jarvan came mid multiple times because he has nothing else to do. He already got bot winning. Top's already hard winning. Doesn't need help. Downsides of playing mid lane, really. Oh, you're bored and done with your lane? Go mid. So I like playing Ari Nefiri, and after he hopefully gets buffed, Locke, character does not exist right now. Not in the slightest. If they don't buff him, I'm just not going to play him because he's just ass. He has a 50% win rate in Masters Plus. I'm not playing with Masters Plus teammates who know how to, like, actually snowball the game. I can get kills, I can help my team get kills. I can't make them not int away their lead and lose, and then we lose because now I'm useless as Locke because we're behind. So I should preface that with that. My teams normally aren't much better than weekends, but at least they are better. Most of the time, like, there's always going to be the one person who doesn't want to be there, right? Like, that's whatever. What are you going to do? But at least the rest of them care. Nice. You know, far be it from me to expect someone to care about winning the game that they queued up to play, but whatever. People will be people. Yeah. Well, if I wasn't streaming today, I probably would have played Deadlock. I mean, I'd have to use the PNG tuber. Say PNG tuber. Just cheating with, what's it called? Oh, I don't remember what that program is called. It's... Do I have it in here? Reactive of Fugitech. I almost closed my window. That would have been bad. I don't think it would have stopped the stream because it's still receiving the info from OBS, but I don't really want to test that. I think my anxiety is good for the day, thank you. So that would be a thing to do. That's definitely not happening next week. Okay, that's no. I just happen to be on a bit of a deadlock kick, so that's why. But it stands true that I can't use my usual strategy for stream for when I play games, because there's no time during deadlock. There's more time during League, but there's no time during deadlock to just focus on chat and continuously chat. Then, well, there is during that sort of thing. I also didn't have any idea set up for like a thing to look up as a theme. It was literally very last minute decision to stream today, so it was like 5 minutes making the thumbnail, which I've gotten down to a science by this point, and they are very simple, yes, but that's by design. I don't have huge artistic talent. I think I'm most proud of the background that I'm using at the moment, and that's still not amazing, right? It's not bad. It's pretty solid. It's got good contrast. Happens to sit perfectly, so when I'm over here, the outline's not horrible. But it's not as good as it could be. I don't really know what I'd do to improve it. I mean, at some point, I'll probably just pay someone to make a background, and this will end up like a framed portrait on a wall in the room or whatever. The room. But, that's future plans. Future plans are easy because they're not current plans. You don't have to actually do anything in the moment. Yeah. Also not super helpful. But, what you gonna do? Oh. Oh. Truly, my life would be much simpler if I was just a React streamer. Yeah. Much simpler. Wouldn't have any issues then. I'd just watch stuff. And talk. Not even necessarily talk, just occasionally give like one-off input, like, huh, haha, oh that's cool, no way, I never thought of that. Yeah, I think it'd last 5-10 minutes. You know, like not talking, it's not really my thing. But it would certainly be easier if I could. Never really liked doing the easy thing though, so I guess that checks out. Zomboid. I do need to remember to test Zomboid. Haven't done that. I don't know. I don't think it'd be amazing. Like, the game's good and all that, but in terms of does it make sense for me to stream or make content with? Not really. It's not amazing. Just a little too slow paced. And I mean, its strength is that you can kind of do whatever you want, but the weakness for me is that you kind of do whatever you want. That's not the situation I do great in. I do better with more limited options, not linear, in terms of you've only got like 1 or 2, or even 3, but I've got a couple of options to choose from, and then I have to work with that and then adapt. That's where I do my best. Which isn't the easiest to translate into content if I also do mostly talking. Well, chatting, I guess, really. I say chatting. You know what I mean. Fox monologue doesn't have quite the same ring to it. It's accurate, but it doesn't have the same ring to it. There's a thought. Would what I know I'm gonna just be talking, doing it, like streaming on Twitch be better? And then I could just upload the VOD onto YouTube? Maybe. I have to workshop that. Technically, the best option would be to, what's it called? Multi-stream, but yeah, my PC. No, it's not happening. I would love to, ideally. Both platforms have their strengths. YouTube is better for discovery, Twitch is better for when you're discovered. It's also generally more active in terms of chat. Which is funny, because I never really... Okay. It would make the most sense to mostly do stuff that is game related, because I've been playing games for over 2 decades now. I know them really well. Just the concept of games, I get the ideas of different communities, I can get a feel for what different communities are, what they like, how different games play, what works, what doesn't, but also... Plus, I don't think it's so much ADHD, more that autism part where I get overstimulated when trying to do too many things at once. I mean, it's like team fights in League, team fights in Deadlock, and honestly, even playing like Deadlock or Valorant while trying to stream. It's a different type of stream. It's not necessarily bad, but I need to keep in mind that it is a different type of stream. Instead of trying to keep a constant stream of dialogue, like, not sit there and be quiet, that's never been my thing. I yap, if you couldn't tell. But also can't, you know, constantly be looking at chat as opposed to actually paying, like, I'm playing the game and streaming the game, so the game was the first focus, right? Chat's nice, and I like chatting, but I can't focus on it to the fullest extent and the game to the fullest extent. Because the way my brain works, I tend to hyper-focus on one thing and do that really, really well. But diverting my attention from that thing doesn't go so well, and typically just ends up being stressful and anxiety-inducing. Yeah. It's not really a way around that, unfortunately. But it is something to keep in mind. I know, sometimes I feel like I'm just doing game stuff because I feel like that's what my brain locked onto for streaming and content creation. Because theoretically, if you're good at something, you shouldn't do it for free, right? That's not entirely relevant to this because it doesn't fully cross over. But basically, if you're good at something, then you'd want to turn into something that could potentially earn you money. Get more out of your time, right? You're going to be doing it anyway. Might as well double up. But I do need to keep in mind, because my brain likes to forget, that the point of this is to have fun. Okay, like if you're going to try streaming or content creation and you're not enjoying yourself, then much with the same applies to games. If you're not enjoying it, then why do it, right? I'm not making anything off of this. It's growing slowly, but it's growing now, finally. Because I'm finally being like consistent with it. But I need to not overdo it. So I can't try and stream too often for PC reasons and mental health reasons. I can't force too much creation on the content side because same things. Rendering is rather intensive on PCs. You weren't aware. Yeah. Ideally, I'd have 2 different PCs for that. One that I'd stream from, and the other one, well, I guess stream and render videos on, and the other that I'd actually play games on. Dual PC setup, complicated, but kind of necessary. A, it means you can do more and like provide better quality for streams and content itself. B, wear less on the parts. You'd think like, okay, so 2 different graphics cards, CPUs, etc. It's going to be more wear. Now, the one that you're doing rendering on, especially if you're getting to like 3D rendering and animation, that is going to eat up lifespan on your component. Like no tomorrow. You can mitigate that, of course, like you can put limits to how much memory something like DaVinci Resolve can use. And if you have the paid version, how much GPU memory and whatnot it can use. Why that's locked behind a paywall, don't know. Don't know. Really cool. Love that. Fantastic. But doesn't help me. I couldn't even replace this PC if it did die, which taunts me 100%. Don't love thinking about that, but well, I tend to think of a lot of things that I don't want to think about because brain moves quickly, lots of downtime. It's inevitable. But back to type of content, I suppose. I think I decided next week I wanted to start thinking more about the ASMR side of things. I don't think I'm ever going to be the type of streamer who's, well, even really, I don't even qualify as streaming. Like, I'm not going to stream every day. I'm not going to stream every other day. It just doesn't happen. Maybe someday a miracle occurs, but until that day comes, which would probably require that I have someone making thumbnails, someone making, well, doing the editing on videos and shorts and whatnot, and all I'm worrying about is the streams? Maybe, but I'd still have to record for content, because I don't like reusing stream content. So something like taking a singular game out of it, well, not that that's done well on the channel. Although the other, it's just anything over 20 minutes really doesn't do well. Not the point. Like a single game or making a short out of a conversation, or even like, how would I cut up like a talking point into a long form video? That is is the question, isn't it? Because again, heavy editing, not really my style. I don't do super fancy. But finding the minimum that works is a bit frustrating, but necessary. And well, it's not gonna find itself, is it? This is the one thing that does, well, besides, I say one thing. One of the bigger things that sucks about being a small channel is, like, there's some analytics to use, but there's not a ton. Which makes figuring out what works and what doesn't rather tricky. Yeah, not ideal. Barely covers it. I don't even know if it fully covers it, but it barely does, maybe. I did say a long time ago that I had a feeling it's going to become more of a talking thing. And then I was like, oh, but talking about games. No, probably not. I play games. I don't know if I do games as content super well, though. I'm good at them, but I'm not, like, top 1%. If I really we'll put the nose to the grindstone, maybe I could get higher, but I don't typically play in what is probably the most efficient manner. I kind of just play to have fun. Like, I'm trying to win, but like, I don't play League to just farm for infinity. Technically, the main problem I have on the game front is the type of games that I can do content on aren't the type of games that I typically play the most. Like, I don't have a Battlefield type game, period. Like, maybe Hell Let Loose will work. I'm somewhat gun shy with that because I've tried streaming that before and I know that doesn't work, especially with my mom. And I know that I'm a little, maybe slightly paranoid over stressing my PC, okay, before I can get to a point that I can replace it. Which, I mean, there's two lines of thought with that. On one hand, taking it slow could maybe technically just mean I don't have enough time. If I take it too slow, then build up too slow, by the time I need to replace it, I haven't built up enough to actually earn enough to replace it. That wouldn't be great. On the flip side, if I push super hard, like, ignoring even like me burning out myself, and then burn it out that way, I also can't replace it. And then paranoia exists about where that line is. Like, where's the threshold for what's too far in either direction? I don't know. Would be really nice to know, but yeah. It's not how it's worked out. You just have to trust my gut at the end of the day, I suppose. Which means probably mostly focus on the ASMR side of things, but then also editing videos and rendering videos is intensive on the system. Yep. But I gotta do something eventually, like just sitting there and quivering in terror, I guess, if you will. Not freezing in terror, and not doing anything doesn't solve the problem, then you just inevitably reach option 1, which is you take too long, and GG, I guess. But some way to find what I want to do. Because I do like games. I don't think it makes sense to try and like review games that I haven't played, so that doesn't work. They're like, you can't really critique a game you haven't played either, because it's just reviewing, but like kind of pseudo-reviewing, but not really reviewing, but kind of reviewing, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, shouldn't, but you know, it did in my head. And then React content is right out. We know that. Coming up with different ideas for each stream in terms of a topic is kind of intimidating. Here's the problem, is like I don't know. Because I kind of like a little bit of all of the options. Variety. But some of them just plain aren't possible. And then others are maybe something I'm not quite ready to do, like trying to schedule a collab, for instance. Yeah. Who even with at that point? Like, I do not know. I don't think I'm gonna worry about that for a while, though. I think I'll just let that happen as it happens. Maybe eventually Joker will be less busy with work. Or naturally find someone to do them with. Because I do better in a group environment, small group, than I do solo. At least in terms of like chatting and whatnot. Too much going on in my head where I overthink stuff. Over like, oh, but what's interesting to talk about? Oh, what's a good topic? And then also smaller channel at the moment, so like, you know, if I try something and it doesn't work, ADHD kicks in. It's like, well, then I don't want to do that again. Not helpful, brain. Not helpful in the slightest. Don't really... There's no silver bullet, I guess is the point. There's no silver bullet to figuring out what I want to do and sticking to it. Because to a certain extent, I like doing what works. But I also can't do the same thing forever because ADHD, boredom, and I just start doing it worse than I otherwise would. And then if I push too far, then I don't feel like doing it for a long time. I mean, look at how long I've taken a break from Deadlock. And that was just because it was lagging when I was streaming it, and also then I couldn't use my model, and then it still kind of lagged at times. So... Yup. Yeah. I'd still prefer not to go viral, though, as far as that whole thing goes. I don't really like surprises at the end of the day. I don't like tedium, but I don't love the idea of suddenly having like 100 people in chat either. Just randomly, it'd be nice to ramp up, just a bit, you know. Just a smidgen. All right. Makers can't be choosers, of course, but it can still have preferences. Like I'm allowed preferences. All right. It would be nice if they were a little more clear and achievable, but have we been over that? Speaking of deadlock, though, I don't know how many is that for the next. Okay, I need to really think about, which is not my strong suit, what I want to do for videos. Because there's the length that they are to consider, there's gameplay versus not, and doing it live commentary versus post commentary. Live commentary has some benefits and fits part of what I do in terms of capturing moments and what do you Nightbot, what do you mean? Oh, okay. I mean, like, I get it, but how many is that? I don't know if I can count that many. You're offended? Like, I get it. I appreciate it, but also, I don't know how many letters, because it doesn't look that bad as far as, like, too many caps. But I think I have it on the max that I can. Also, hi. But I think that I have it on the max that I can put it to. Excessive caps. 98. I've got like 150. I can do 100. That's the max that I can do. Take it or leave it. Oh. Streamer streaming on Sunday? Yeah. It was very spur of the moment. I'm gonna test 99? What does that mean? Oh. Okay. Gotcha. The automatic timeout feature from the Nightbot thing. While I'm there, I forgot to check the other part of that, which is like what it does. How much is 180 seconds? I feel like I don't want it that long. I'll just, if someone's spamming like that, I can just time them out on my own. So we'll do like 20 seconds? Yeah. Yeah. We'll put that to like 20 seconds. Right. I mean, I could also just turn the caps one off, can't I? I don't think I need to have the caps one on. Did that literally just not occur? autism, I swear. Yeah, I could just not have the caps one on. Alright. Yeah, that makes it easier. How many is 50 emotes? I feel like that's a lot. Should I just go to 40? I'll go to 40. I've never seen anyone reach it, especially on this. That's more of like a Twitch thing, I feel like. Yeah, I can't really do much for the rest of that. That's fine, because like that's that and that. Because at 99, you can't go past 3. Look, it's disability, all right? This is one of those times where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see how, I don't know if that's ADHD or autism counts as like disability, because like if it's block text and it's all caps, like my brain checks out. I literally can't. I cannot. I physically cannot. It's just like, okay, you know, at that point it's just a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. Cool, that's good enough. Yep. Kind of the same problem I have with team fights in League, actually. It feels more like an autism thing, getting overstimmed by that. Because I feel like stereotypically, though, it could just be not true, because, you know, something GPT symptoms, but could be a thing that's ADHD. There's technically a decent amount of crossover between ADHD and autism. So, who knows on that front? I'm not a psychologist, I just like psychoanalyzing stuff. It's very different. But yeah, hopefully your day's gone well so far. Mine's a pretty low bar, but it's not that low bar. It's just irksome. It could have been worse. It could have, there's always that. It could have been worse. It's nice. The temperature's good. Like, what more could you want with the world? And then I keep thinking about the fact that we're like, I don't remember what they're working on, but I think Wednesday, when it's going to be 96 degrees, yay, our power is going to be out for 6 hours while they work on whatever the hell that is. And like initially I was just thinking of like, well, that's going to suck. I can't even have like the fan on, really? Never mind, what am I going to do for 6 hours? But like, how long does the stuff in the fridge stay cold? The freezer? Like, why does it take them 6 hours? Don't know. Very irksome. But here we are. Yeah. I guess we'll figure it out together. By together, I mean, I'll figure it out and then probably complain on Twitter or in Discord. Or both. Maybe both. Probably not. I get shy about that. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do... It's 2 different platforms. That's one thing that it's like weird in my head. It's like, it's technically 2 different platforms. It's a different audience. Like, there's some crossover, but not a lot. I haven't even done a I was gonna do a post in general, actually, on the YouTube, which I forgot. Marvel Collection Booster from Magic? You pulled the 40k Mindstone card? It was just the quarter that looked like it. Oh no. Yeah, that would have been nice. Stuff in the fridge should be good for 6 hours. Well, there's that at least. One less thing to worry about. Immediate. Yeah. Yeah. And then... Womp womp. Yeah. But at least I do have videos for the shorts and stuff, so there's that. There's the complete aside. Yeah. What to stream? I guess that is the question for future. Until I can get a good enough PC to actually stream the stuff that I want to stream. So I guess it's a habit I have of like, I'm gonna do this thing, I can't do this thing. I'll do like the second best thing, but I don't want to do the second best thing or second closest thing. And so then I don't really enjoy it. And it doesn't go well. And I get annoyed and frustrated. Just, yeah. Yeah. Not great. How do I only just get your Discord message? Well, I guess because my phone. Technically I got it sooner. But the phone, for whatever reason, is super delayed with Discord messages. Yeah, ideas are good. Yeah, that's the problem. It's too many ideas. I need something to narrow it down. I need to like narrow it down to at least a sub-genre or some like a genre or something. Because currently too broad. If I narrow it down, then I can go from there. But it's like talking about games is entirely too broad. That is not something that I can really do. Annoying. I guess that's kind of the job, isn't it? Oh, what would I want to do? I do need to remember to start practicing guitar again. I keep saying it. I think I've said it for like the last 3 streams, which is at least 3 weeks. Still haven't. Still haven't. I don't think of that. I don't know if the topic has enough breadth, though. There's always a mythology, but I don't technically know a ton about mythology. I just think it's cool. I feel as though I shouldn't pick anything else up. Yeah, you're kind of full up on your... Play it? Time sheet? You've got a lot on your plate at the moment. I think you've got enough on your to-do list. There we go. Little at a time. Should take my own advice. I like how that picks up as almost louder than me talking. That's kind of funny. Ow. Oh yeah, another cold source. So I drank more water. Let's go. Dehydration. Am I used to it? Yes. Is it good to be used to it? No, not really. But I am. My success will find another playlist. Provident. Happenstance. Let's go. It's how it works. It's by chance. Kind of. Chance and consistency. You need to be consistent to have a chance, and you need to have a chance to realistically be consistent long term. So, you know, it's a little weak. Okay, I get it. Like, fine. That's yes, I get it. Man, I don't think I want to focus on like a specific game. Like, there's Marco Maple who does video game music, but I can't say that I can really do anything there. Also taken. I don't really want to do like content creation related stuff. I don't really want to do drama. Not a drama tuber. I know you'd think thoughts, sure, but no. No, I actually don't really like drama. We decided to not do second place as far as what I'd want to do gaming content. This is like some sort of storytelling thing, I guess. Kind of. Not super sold on it. HTML language course. Oh boy. Yeah, I also can't type that quickly. So that doesn't, yeah, coding? No. Also, coding's really tedious. That's so tedious. No. I don't know. I think I would be fine doing Deadlock for the most part, except there's just no character that I really like at the moment. So can't really do that. Maybe just leave that tabled and like focus on the ASMR side of things for the moment. I don't know. Think on it without overthinking on it, which is harder than you would think. Yeah, but Wiki doesn't work how it should. No. Well, you did that to yourself. Not great, but you know. I guess you can't blame the army for that one. Just a rarity, but it's true in this case. What the hell do you mean it's 8 o'clock? What do you mean it's 8 o'clock? It's bright outside. Hello? That Yeah. Getting pissed off and punching the wall if I remember correctly. I don't remember what exactly was the trigger for that. But yeah. What games? Of the ones that would work right now? Deadlock. Kind of League. I want Project Zomboid to have worked, but I don't think it will. I think it's just too slow. Like, maybe playing with other people, but then even then, it's like, it's just... I'm very goal-oriented. That's just how my brain works. So... something like League or Deadlock works better than something like Project Zomboid, even if it is a really good game. Pinky hit stat. Yeah. Any MMOs work. So that's the other thing. It's like, I don't think anyone's any of the ones that are out, especially that I can play, really interest me. MMOs are kind of weird. Like, I'm hoping that I like the right MMO when it comes out, but at the same time, it's just a lot of grinding. It's like a different way of reaching the same problem I have with Minecraft, where there's goals technically, but they're sort of ambiguous and up in the air as to what you want to do when, and the spacing between them is pretty fucked. It's also a problem I have with War Thunder, because like playing the game to play the game doesn't really work out recently. By recently I mean the last, like, at least 5 years. Just boring, I guess. Because it's like, unless there's something on the line in terms of like elo or whatever, my brain just checks out. Or if it's like first time run through a single player game, then brain checks in for that too, right? It's not many people slave for grind. You kind of just tolerate the grind. I don't think there's anyone that really likes the War Thunder grind. Keeping in mind it takes literal months minimum to unlock an entire tech tree. That's without getting every vehicle in the tech tree. That's just getting from the bottom of the tech tree to the top, or technically top to the bottom because it goes top to bottom. So calling that an ideal would be significantly undercutting the reality of it. So painful. Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned in the video that I put out last week, there's just nothing in between. Like, for the first 2 tiers, it's not that bad. And then you reach to the point where you're getting like upwards of 30k between one vehicle and the next, if not more. It might be like 100k. Where it's just like, you're spending like every waking moment playing that game and nothing else, or you don't make progress. And lo and behold, it doesn't really draw in new players at all. Weird. Yeah. I know. Crazy. Who would have thought? Like, League of Legends has... basically doesn't even have a tutorial to teach you anything, and it would still, I bet, pick up more new players than War Thunder does. League is still bad at doing it. I think the only reason that I like Deadlock more than League is because movement. Right? I feel like I'm able to do more in terms of being in control of my character, but I like the characters in League better. But I mean, there's over 170 of them now, so like, of course there's more characters I like in League, and I don't even like a lot of characters in League in terms of what I would play all the time. I mean, like, there's Ari and Nefiri. That's it. And I'm kind of burnt out on Ari, so... I guess Project 1 is like trying to get back to just enjoying playing games instead of getting caught up in having a reason, a deeper reason than just enjoying the game. Easier said than done, but a work in progress. It's up there with enjoying streaming for streaming instead of trying to like hyper focus on the statistical number side of it, which is really easy to do with ADHD. Let me just say that. Yeah. Super easy. Especially because it's like, up to a certain point, performance why is like how the stream or like a video does isn't really a metric you can use because it's just RNG. Until you've settled on a style and found something that works and that you enjoy doing, then you can like refine it. But if the difference in numbers is like 2 to 5, even like average viewers, if you will, or like 15 to 20 views in a video, then you've got nothing to work with. And you know, games aren't what they used to be. I still haven't finished Assassin's Creed Shadows, but it still kind of irks me that they've completely changed the gameplay in Assassin's Creed. It's just not Assassin's Creed. Like, if I want an MMO, I'll play an MMO, right? Or if I want an RPG, I'll play an RPG. I'm playing Assassin's Creed because I want to play Assassin's Creed, right? I want to, like, sure, is it kind of gimmicky to sit in a hay bale and, like, pull 20 people in? Yeah, but you don't have to do that. It's a choice that you make. So, like, do I just disallow it? It doesn't even get disallowed in the modern games. It's just, they add level caps and then it's like, well, you can turn on assassination mode, but it'll, like, break the gameplay. It's like, yeah, thanks. Hello, baseline. Welcome to the contemplation complaint hotline? Can I call it a hotline? It's kind of a hotline. There's no one calling in, but you know. More of a forum. Also rant. I guess that was earlier. Oh, wow, that was like 30 plus minutes ago. Damn. Oh. I wasn't using that shoulder anyway, it's fine. I guess there's a lesson in there somewhere for enjoying things for enjoying them instead of doing everything with a purpose. Or like being results based, which is trickier than not with ADHD, but nothing changes if you don't try. How does base come in and say one thing and take the #1 spot from you? I don't know, because I mean, okay, let's do this. I can do it this way. Technically speaking, oh, it's gonna make me log in. Never mind. Alright, well, I don't think this shows anything, so it should be fine. Where is my window capture? Haha. Right, so there's this. You are total technically just below Charlie. I think it's for the month. It's like on the 31st. And then they're never getting up. You notice the one timeout. I wonder how that got there. So I'm not super sure how YouTube itself... no. Close that. Thank you. Decides it, but, yeah, I don't know how YouTube decides it. Didn't do nothing. No, that's, I don't know. YouTube just says that your messages aren't of the same quality as baselines, I guess. It is what it is. Skill issue. Yeah. I don't know. Like, what if I got larger? It was larger. It almost kind of fits better, except for the fact that my ears clip, which... Okay, you can't see the menu appearing on the side whenever I click, because, yeah, but... Small moment of excitement immediately get punished. Small moment. Okay, I did turn that off, okay? So, like, if you want to do it now, you can, and you won't get timed down. I fixed it, alright? I fixed it. I have too many things on my list of stuff to do. I really do. I need a new background, which realistically I'm just not going to bother with until I can pay someone to do it, because I don't have that level of artistic talent. And you know, I can say it's expressionist all I want, but at a certain point that doesn't work. It needs to of all the things, that's what does it, huh? That's what does it? I don't know, do I like that framing better? Like, I see more details on the model, for sure. You said two things, and I'm telling you, it has more weight. You know? I mean, like, included the word ocean sun. I don't know, like, maybe there's a cheat code. Don't know. Don't know. Take it up with YouTube. They won't listen, but, you know, take it up with them. This is where having a piano to mess around with would be nice. Word. What does that even mean? What? If you just censored racist, I swear, I'm going to find a way to do uncouth things to you that you won't enjoy. Just to be clear. Okay. Yeah. It feels weird. It feels weird. But then I look small. But then it's like... It really is like having just the one-dimensional background. Yeah, one-dimensional background. Not great. It just makes me look small. I'm not. Spider-Man was great. Oh yeah, I see you, Joker, by the way. That's good. It's always good when the movie you go to see is good. It should be a low bar, but it's not a low bar as it, you know, is these days. It's not that low a bar these days. It's actually a decently high bar. It's supposed to say Ratatouille. Sure, believe you. Yeah. Also, man, imagine leaving the house. It's crazy. It's wild. Couldn't be me. It's not me. That's why it couldn't be me. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know the movie, but I did see the notification. What'd you miss? Well, in order, the first 30 minutes or so was a rant on the reason why I was streaming that day in the first place. And then just kind of the usual BSery and contemplation of life and content creation and all of that stuff. YouTube hates white people. Then what's okay? It hates me. So what's the excuse now? What then? Exactly. Poor Joker. Poor Joker. The Snow Fox. Kind of. Was very. I mean, it was literally Arctic Dreams at some point. So you know, going to Riot. Well, I mean, they're in LA, so like, I don't know why you'd want to go to Riot headquarters. Presumably, that's like kind of weird. You don't even play League of Legends. You don't even play Valorant that much, but you know, you do you, I suppose. Does anyone really have time to? I don't know if they do. Like, it's, I'm just saying. I don't think he's trying to help. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't think he's trying to help. Like, it could be wrong. I don't think he's trying to. Of Glory? Who is that? Was that Katy Perry? Please don't tell me that's Katy Perry. It's Katy Perry, isn't it? That's better than I was gonna say. I mean, hey, no, some people really enjoy conversation. That's, oh yeah, no, don't. That's definitely the direction I was going with that, Charles. That's, yep. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about it. Microsoft Edge, what would that even mean? What would that even mean? Like, are you going to Linux? Like, is that what that means? Are you deciding to spend more money or as much money on an Apple PC, which you can do, well, Apple computer, which you can do less with? Like, Microsoft. Ah, yeah, well, don't do that. That'll hurt. Or conversely not hurt, and then you have other problems. No. Oh. It's funny because I used to have a Mac. A long time ago, mind you. A very long time ago. And like they used to handle games, but now they just don't. Now they're just workstations. I'm not going to be getting one. It just doesn't make sense. I stream, I play games, and eventually like 3D editing and whatnot. So like we'll get there. But the other things need to be good at it too. And it's not that much worse at the last thing. So learning Linux for a home lab you're making or trying to? Oh boy. Yeah. The main reason why I wouldn't do Linux is it's just too much. It's just too much to worry about. Charles, you really are. Oh, don't discount yourself. That's my job. That means discounting you and also myself. Okay, like, I can do both. Affectionately. Of course. Affectionately. You know, like, just saying. Just have passion. What are we talking about? Because I don't have passion for learning how to use Linux. That's just entirely too much complicated shit. I don't care that much. I just want it to work. So Windows is kind of shit. But I'll still use Windows. Until it doesn't work. Or Linux gets easier. How is he at 75? I don't even know if it counts you as a viewer if you're on your phone, if that's what you're talking about. Like, I think you, like, for whatever reason, you just literally don't count as a viewer when you're on your phone. Don't ask me how that works. Take it up with YouTube and their system, but hey, at least you don't have to use the Twitch app. You're on your laptop? I got nothing for you then. Do you have like ad block, or are you on like a VPN or something? I don't know. I don't know if a VPN would do it, but ad block might. Still opening up your laptop? What do you mean by that? I am a premium member. All hail. All hail. So's Bates. All hail. VPN and adblock will be in the home lab. What? What do you mean? What do you mean VPN and adblock will be in the home lab? What does that even mean? I don't know if I want to know. Well, you know, YouTube Premium is, I would, you know, if I earned any money from this, some of it would go back into that because it would just make sense. Like, it just makes sense. I spend so much time on YouTube, although there would be the argument of like, do I use the account I use for content creation, or do I use the account that I use every day? No. You can make a VPN and an ad blocker in the home lab. No thanks. Good luck with that. I wish I'm poor. Yeah, that's not really your fault, honestly. Still sucks, but hey, at least it's not your fault. The poors. Corporations hate the poors. It's not like narrow it down further than needs to be narrowed down, alright? They don't care about you if you can't spend money, because they want to make money. Which, I mean, I get wanting money for providing a service or a product. I get it. But economy. In this economy. Use YouTube too much and YouTube Music to not have premium. Although, I have noticed YouTube Music won't play ads if you're using Opera GX's ad block that's built into it, but it will ask you periodically if you're still there and make you click on the screen again, or the window again. So they have less options. Yeah, there's like levels of poor though, right? If you just don't actually have the money to spend on stuff, they don't care about you. But much like credit card companies, if you have some money and can give them some money for a month or whatever, then they love you. They still screw you over, but they love you. They love screwing you over, actually, to be perfectly honest. Messages got 25 XP for each one. Were you only on 25? Conversely, Charlie is on 75 after more messages than just the 3 of base. YouTube, can we just like actually put together some solid systems on like the streaming side of things for your stuff, please? I would love to just not even like have Twitch be a consideration as far as like wanting to stream on it, but there's just more features. You worked hard on your 75 XP? Yeah, you did. YouTube doesn't quite value it that way, but I don't know how YouTube values anything, so who knows? Maybe it's time-based. Maybe it's like... I don't even know. Because like it could be... It waits for a certain amount of time to go past and there's like time blocks or something? Or it could just be how often you type. Like, I don't know. It's a lot of options. I don't know how to figure that out though. I don't really have a way to figure that out. I got distracted a long time ago and I didn't decide what I was going to... No, I guess I'm not doing a video this week, so I don't have to worry about it. I just have the shorts. So that's good. Still worth thinking about, I guess. You're not I mean, I don't know if you can... I'm playing the world's smallest violin for you. That's all I've got. My consolation prize to you. Sorry. As much as I'd love to take apart how it works, there's literally not enough to go off of in order to figure out how it works, so... Are there right buttons? Historically speaking, yes, there are correct buttons, depending on the type of activity that you're doing. I'm trying to push the good button. Hashtag positivity. The world in Minecraft. Truly, I would never run out of... Well, no, I'd find a way to run out of content in Minecraft, because the way my brain works, I would 100% run out of content in Minecraft. Content to do in Minecraft, as well as in Minecraft, outside of Minecraft. It's a weird sentence. You're going, like, working for an evil overboss? I am neither the old-fashioned or the modern connotation of that. Yep. Much too highbrow. Yeah. Much too highbrow. Also, I don't know. Like, what's with the whole wanting to take over the world thing? Like, it's a constant topic, and I don't get it. Like, do they not know how much work that is? Do you know how much work would go into running the world? Right? There's no fun there. There's no challenge. Like, there's actually plenty of challenges, but there's no fun. You're just stuck at a desk doing paperwork nonstop. And having meetings with people who don't actually like you, but are sucking up to you because they want more power from you? Or money. It's kind of the same thing to an extent. Like, I don't get it. What's with the whole taking over the world thing? Why not just cause a little chaos and mischief every now and then? Much more fun. Less responsibility. It's great. I miss GTA. That's what I miss. I miss GTA. Hopefully GTA 6 isn't A, garbage, and B, costing $100, because screw you, evil corporations. There's no amount of work you can put into that thing that will make it worth $100. There's physically not, because you're still going to monetize it after the fact. No. No. Like, 70's already pushing it. considering the quality of games is not worth what they're charging. But yeah, if you're in charge of a big country, you could spend like 70% of your time playing golf if you really wanted to. If you decided to not do it right. Okay, I was gonna say, like, yeah, if you decided to not do it right, then sure. But I do things correctly. That's what I do. I do them well, or I don't do them at all. I have standards. What can I say? I could look to do a job, or get hired to do a job. I do the job. From the corner of the room. I like golf. Yes, you do, baseline. Yes, you do. Golf. Happy for you. I am not so easily pleased, or rather I can't do the things that I'd want to be doing. I did want to stream, so I'm like, you know. Announcing versions of GTA 6 for under 100. They wouldn't have sold it. Like, okay, here's the thing. There's the moral side of not charging $100 for a game that is... Like, how could you even get to a game that is baseline, just the game, worth $100? The amount you would have to put into that is prohibitive. 2, you only get the price of the game if your price is reasonable and people don't pirate it. Because I guarantee they were like never going to do regional pricing if they were going to do it at $100. So then it'd be 100 USD worth in other countries where they don't have anything near that to spend. Like, they can barely justify $60 on a game. They're just gonna pirate it. That's why regional pricing is good if you're putting a game on Steam. And also why you don't just charge a random arbitrary number. It'd be like if they kept trying to move the price of movies up and up and up. But we've been over that. They've tried that. Then they realize they'd actually put in more, and then there's just a certain point where people aren't going to buy it. Right? Isn't releasing on PC for a while after the game. Have I missed Rockstar news? Like, have I missed news on that? Oh, this is what I got. Listen to my interest, like, yeah, I'll have a new PC by the time GTA 6 comes out. Well, if it's delayed significantly coming out on PC, then I guess, yeah, that it's like, oh, it's gonna be soon. No. You're gonna have to hang in there, little buddy. Yep. Yep. Hey, maybe ASMR will pay for it. GTA 5 and PC for a while either. No, I thought they did. It was like pretty soon after. I swear, unless I'm... Okay, when did GTA 5 come out? Oh. 2013. Oh, it released in 2013. I'm okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. A couple of months? Okay. I guess I don't consider a couple of months that long, personally. Like, that's just... yeah. Like, depending on what it is you're talking about. For like, optimizing the game, I guess it's like medium long. Like, a month would be not long. A couple of months is like, okay, it's annoying, whatever. Then you have like a year later. I don't think a single game that is done the, what's it called? Epic Games exclusive deal sort of thing has ever done well after the fact. Most of them have kind of just bombed. Because people don't care when it releases on Steam later, and then also they're usually not even good after that. But yeah. Short cards and console sales? Yeah, they should maybe care a little more about Steam sales with this Steam machine being a thing now. Maybe they will. Because it's not like consoles are that cheap anymore either. Like, kind of comparatively, but it's like saying, I don't know, buying gold versus buying platinum. They're both really expensive. At least the PC has more applications, right? Or like buying just raw gold versus buying jewelry, I guess, maybe? The jewelry might be more expensive, but like you can actually wear it and get use out of it. Or a car. Yeah. I'm looking to the same for GTA 6. It's just looking to surge after it comes out. Depending on the price of the game. Because if you have to spend like $500 plus for a console, and then anywhere near $100 for a game, you ain't doing it. No one's doing that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is part of the stupid price fixing BSery that they're doing with like, oh, we want you to do cloud gaming. Yeah, just cloud game. Right. Wouldn't surprise me. But you got no way to prove that. It's just a theory. A game theory. About a game. People at GTA fanatics, it only goes to a certain point, because like they're already going to be pissed off by it getting delayed so long. Because like, I mean, I played the hell of GTA 4, I played a decent amount of GTA 5, even though the audio in that game was dog shit. Okay? Anemic as hell on every gun ever. And it wasn't amazing, but like, you know, the story was still decent. It was fun, it was a good experience. And, yeah. Where was I? I don't remember. Huh. 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 Funny. You got jokes. Also, I don't think it's technically his game, he's just in the game. Disproportionately, have disposable income usually, and kids will beg their parents probably buy the console, if it's like for 2 years. If it's for 2 years like GTA 5. What do you mean by that? If it's for 2 years. Like how long the generation of consoles can last? Like, I don't know what you mean by that. I'm gonna need a Slack verification. Could be me being moderately oblivious. It took 2 years to release on PC. Oh. Wow. Oh. Well, that's not great. I'm not buying a console. That's not happening. That would explain the feeling that I got in terms of like, oh, I'm not really gonna do any content with that. Yeah, that would do it. That'll do it. It's gonna hard to do content with it if it's not on PC. Maybe eventually. It's okay, War Dogs will save us, right? Please? I don't think I have any other games that I'm looking forward to than War Dogs. I was like kind of excited for Forza, but I still haven't been able to put the money in my account. So I'm not really worrying about that. I need to figure that out at some point, but I don't want to. Why can't we just have fully digital money? Why can't people just be with the times and like send checks at least, which is arguably behind the times, but is at least ahead of the times further than cash? But, or just, they could actually mean that you can use the deposit points that they say you can use, which couldn't. So that's great. $100 for a full video game is ridiculous. Yeah. It's exactly. That's the exact thing people are gonna do. And this is why I hate, like, any company making decision based purely on investors. Like, yeah, okay, you're slightly beholden to the investors, but also, if you're a freaking investor, couldn't you just trust the company that you invested in to keep doing what they did that made you want to invest in them? Like, just shut up and let them do what they do. Huh? Because instead they'd rather be greedy and then probably earn significantly less, or like barely more than they would have long term. Yeah, short-term growth. All you do is tank the reputation of Rockstar Games. Speaking of currency, that one does not have a lot left. More than EA, but gaming companies in general do not have a lot of goodwill currency remaining. Certainly not tech companies. Yeah, short-term growth. Ugh. I don't like short-term growth. Short-term growth is a disgusting word. No. Short-term in general is a disgusting word. Unless it's like something negative, in which case like short-term, then it's good. It's good that you're not having something bad happen to you long-term. But growth, income, life expectancy, take your pick. None of those are great. Long-term growth, like a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, that only works if you aren't relying on the goodwill of people buying your product to continue growing. As EA found out. Yeah. Yeah. If you just focused on making a good game, you would actually grow more instead of getting more money short term. Which, happy for you, you're rich. You're not gonna get more rich though. Alto is short. Real and true. Probably. Therefore grows. Yeah, by that standard, could be. I put qualifiers on, so like, you know, not necessarily, but you know, hey. I mean, he's not here to defend himself, like, I don't know. Small gust of wind may be able to take Ponzi schemes down, but like, what if the gust of wind never came? Like A companies. Yeah. Yeah, what if bad things just never happened? What if I just didn't have power issues? What if I just didn't like have my PC get damaged by said power issues? What if it just worked perfectly and I knew exactly what to do? It'd be great. What if? What if indeed? And before I just start making videos about talking about what if scenarios and just shenanigans, I think my brain's a little too invested on like statistical worth, or like actually like not doing things that are more, is whimsical the right word? I don't know if whimsical is the right word. Less set in stone. Real Basically Veritasium, like stuff like that. Everyone's like, ooh, yeah. But then it's like, what if just talking about things that are interesting? Concepts and ideas? Well, maybe. Isaac's King. I mean, that explains the name, kind of. That some kings that have short king named Charles, but you know. FaZe is kind of obligated to make fun of Alto because they're brothers, supposedly. I don't think I've ever actually seen them in the same picture. They might just be the same person. I don't know. But supposedly they're brothers. Allegedly. But I do think it'd be more of like they're gross and happen to be short than gross because they're short. It feels like the more likely outcome, right? Cart before the horse and whatnot. It's just coincidental. Yeah, I have. No, I haven't. When have I seen you two in the same image? Hmm? Hmm? Yeah, it only comes up all the time. It only constantly gets mentioned. You know? Mm-hmm. No proof. No proof. Really. I'm not scrolling back through however many streams I'd need to find where you mentioned it, alright? Otherwise, I'd pull it up, but I just can't be bothered, alright? I just can't be bothered. Nope. Nope, nope. Not gonna do it. Ow. I don't know if the Joker did like crash his PC or something though. The last I saw is he said he was gonna restart the browser. Nothing sense. It was like, that was how long ago? It was like 20 minutes. Alright, that's not as long as I thought. Brooding? What are you brooding over? Doggo. The top fan thing, is that what we're brooding over? Just jump to 15. 1 sec. I mean, happy for you, I suppose. Get a piece of the oxygen in the air into your lungs now. Ooh. Huh? I mean, you still breathe while brooding. Like, that's... I feel like I'm obligated to point out that you still breathe while brooding. Okay. It's not that intensive or life-threatening, probably. Contemplation. What do? Many things to do, too many things to do, arguably. Was referencing something? Oh, well that would explain why I didn't get it. If it was an anime or recent, then there was basically 0% chance I was gonna get that reference. Yay, hair in my mouth. Lovely. Love that for me. Yeah. Though which I mean, don't love that for me. I really want to play Deadlock. Yeah. Placed initiate, by the way. So not Brit. Or whatever's above brick. Seeker? I don't remember. Whatever's above brick. It's not that low, but Valve definitely hates me. Okay. I can just say that for sure. Because I won half of the games. And yet, they're determined to make it a grind. And oh boy, when I get teammates like today, is it ever a grind? It's fantastic. Love it. Yeah, part of that is my bad habit of like trusting people. I know, weird. But they either just don't care or they are just not aware. Something communication would help. Yeah, whatever, fine. Talking. No. 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 Not happening. We're all about this Minecraft tonight. Come on. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. That's why I dragged Joker into Hell Let Loose games. Then he can be squad lead. I have plenty of paranoia in my life, trust me. I have excessive paranoia. If at the minimum. The sniper though. Look, if you could swap weapons, I would. I would. But that's not how the game works. And I do sometimes. Get you to feel better. I don't think that's how that works. I feel like it's the opposite there, Charles. Yeah. I feel like it's the opposite. But Sniper Team is fun. Yes, it is very fun. I wish vehicles was more fun, but no. I kind of like being a sneaky douchebag instead of a big, loud, hi, I'm gonna shoot you with a large cannon now douchebag. It's a different vibe, really. Ideally, I would do it with an MG, because, like, that's fun. But, well, yeah. Sneaky douche is better than obvious douche. Exactly! See? He got it. Everybody needs a sneaky douche in their life. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules. Just how it is. You know? Does Hell Let Loose work on crappy PCs? I'm trying to remember how it ran. This has been, oh geez, when did I last play that game? No, I don't want to launch Hell Let, no, I don't want to launch Hell Let Loose right now. Stop double clicking things. Well, now I can't chat, but it's like almost a year ago, I think. I think it's not the one campaign, whatever, store page. How did I even? Oh, because I double clicked there. I see. Okay. Minimum requirements. Ryzen 3, yeah. I don't know if I ever trust that. 4 gigabyte graphics card, sure. Okay, first off, I do like having it on higher settings. Not super high, but like medium. And I was getting like stuttering while trying to stream and stuff with the model. So depending on how you define crappy PC, maybe, but I wouldn't expect a lot out of it. Maybe you get like a solid 30 frames per second. But I'm not let's take that with a grain of salt. Like, if it's a game that you want, maybe worth it. Although, Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a thing that is coming out, or is out. No, it comes out on August 13th. So it's a bit of a jump up in terms of the minimum requirements. Ryzen 5 5600, Intel Core i5 11600K, and 2060 is the minimum. So it's definitely more system intensive, and there'll probably be more issues with it in terms of that stuff, but for a bit because it's a new release then. But if it's something interesting to you, give it a shot. You can always run on Steam. So good luck with whatever it is you gotta do. Be safe. Don't rush. Slow, smooth, smooth, fast. Yeah. I kind of suck at that one, realistically speaking. I kind of suck at that one. Do as I say, not as I do. Love World War II games. They're not all amazing, but there are good ones. If you do want one, Red Orchestra, look that up, or Red Orchestra 2, one of them. And then Red Orchestra Front, and then Darkest Hour is a mod. Not a huge player base though, but less system intensive, if it's something you really want. I miss that game. I also miss Rising Storm 2. Rising Storm 2 was fun. Made by Wiedersehen. Oh. Yeah, Rising Storm was fun. 83 is not it, apparently, so that sucks. I kind of had a feeling, but oh well. It is what it is. Can't control what other people do, only what you do. Ugh. I both want to come up with like content creation ideas, and also I was like, oh, it's so draining. I blame depression, but the good olden days of Rising Storm 2, MechWarrior Online, the good old days, Battlefield. Battlefield 3, the last good Battlefield, inarguably. It is. Everything else was mid at best. What are you gonna do? I'm still holding out for a what's it called? Battle Stations Pacific. Or Midway. I always forget. I think Pacific. No, Midway? Battle Stations Midway remake. Remaster, rather. I just want the game completely brought into the modern day so that it runs better, so that I don't need to do shenanigans to get it to run. And so that it, you know, maybe like you get rid of some pain points, but it's still just got like the same experience because it was really good. It was so good. No other game has done the sort of gameplay that it did. And it is very frustrating because, like, War in the Sea tried, but the controls are different, and that game just kind of died eventually. That developer kind of tends to do that. It's the people who did Cold Waters, and like they come up with a good game. It's a good concept. It's received well, and then there's just no updates. They don't add anything, and it just dies and they go quiet. Kind of frustrating. Task Force Admiral? Is that one? I think it's the one where you control the aircraft carriers and whatnot. But that's like a top-down map view one. Which, cool, but very different gameplay. Yeah. I don't know. Got a lot of stuff to worry about too, I guess. I do plenty of worrying. Oh boy, do I do plenty of worrying. Professional at that, at the very least. But, I've got the style that I want to do for content, so that's good. But the content itself, too nebulous. Need to figure out the ASMR side of things. I can't just yap. But I also can't do too structured. I don't know. I do need some more subjects to talk about though. I just keep circling back around, but it's what I think about, I guess. So, that's what it is. Just endless questions. Well, the background noise is nice. Got crickets and frogs now. Don't know where the hell the frogs are, but I can hear them. But they definitely exist. I just don't know what they're doing. No, that wouldn't really work for back BGM for the ASMR. Not quite what I'm going for. Also, I don't really have any way to record it. So that would complicate things. Can't really take my microphone outside. I don't have a boom mic available either. So, yeah. Weird. I know most people just have a boom mic, like just sitting around off to the side or whatever. But I don't. So, not a lot to do with that. Music to work on. I can't really do that. Content. Do I have a way to make gameplay work? Not really. Because I don't want to do a bunch of editing. And I don't like it just raw. What do? Ideas. Kind of like that style of video. I don't exactly have a ton of B-roll, though, which is the problem. So then what do I use for footage? Something for background. And then just this, I guess? But, you know, with the different background, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it has a ton of longevity. It's okay. But it's not amazing. Not my forever home, I guess, you could say. But like, I'm not gonna solo you CS2 or anything, and I'm not doing Valorant because we've been there, done that. Doesn't really work. It just feels like not it. Padlock is the future, perhaps, but doesn't help me now. The entire point of getting creative, huh? Being creative. Hmm. Been a while. It's a good long run, but it's very frustrating for the moment. There's so many things to do, or that I could do. But like, of things that I'd really, really want to do and could see myself doing long term. So I don't really have any one interest. I have a lot of different, smaller interests, which is super not helpful in this context. Yeah. Rectify now. Just long content, short content, but then like, I don't think I've ever had anything over 30 minutes do well, but well is relative. I do think short term to like, okay, because I've brought this up before in terms of, with a longer video, you're asking more time investment from the viewer, which means it's less likely to get clicked on unless it's really, really unique and interesting. I don't really do anything really, really unique and interesting at the moment. I have stuff I want to do 3D in the future, but that's not now. I need to reach that point. So we need something that crosses the gap to reach that eventuality. And that's where the problems reside. And I just don't really see games working for that, even though I thought that was gonna be it. It seemed like a slam dunk. I like playing games, stream games. Make videos and games. Maybe I'm just like being too harsh on the whole like gameplay side of things. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like most people these days like watching whole games. And I'm not one to add a bunch of fancy edits in either. So a compilation of sorts, maybe? It kind of work. I need to remember that I can just have OBS running and have replay buffer on, and then like after like minute 30-second long clips. Or find something with like a replay feature, because that's IL2 Korea I mentioned last time. Really want that game. Really, really want that game. That is like 90% of what I'd want in a game. The campaign mode is semi-structured, but freeform. You have options. It builds out to tell its own story. You don't got to script anything. And you can just sort of enjoy it. And there's stakes, but it's not like, yeah, okay, you've got AI RNG. But I think I'd take AI RNG over having to rely on actual human beings caring in this day and age, which really says a lot. But is 100% just how things are, I guess. Sucks, but, well, complaining about doesn't change it. Just gotta work with what I got. Anything else to talk about? See, I can never really do anything but play games. Yeah, yeah. It's not great. It's not great. Like, I've thought of like a patch notes style thing. Maybe if I focus more on the entertaining side than the like informational side, with like a side of, or with like a dash of, not observation. I can't think of the word. Thinking about it, like stuff, and just either trying to figure out why they chose what they did, or like what the effect would be, or that sort of thing. But maybe? That feels like a solid maybe. Or even like an I should do it, but then for what game? Couldn't there review like Heroes Kits as well in Deadlock or something? I don't know, I feel like my brain tries to get too complicated with stuff. Tries to get like, instead of just going stuff, it's just like, oh, it's interesting. It wants to go the extra step and just wants more, I guess, out of it. Like gameplay, okay, well then, good gameplay, okay, and good gameplay and, what's the word? Informative. The slight problem. Okay, it's more than a slight problem probably, but there's only so much I can do to curtail my brain and its tendencies. It is still my brain at the end of the day. Limited success. Limited success. So what do you mean golfing? It's 9:15. What on the baseline? I guess that was like 7-ish. I started at like 7, so it was like 8. Like now it's dark. It's 9:15 and it's dark. I think I'm having pasta again for dinner. I think I'm having pasta again for dinner. I think I'm just stuck having pasta again for dinner. So I want to cook the pork chops because those are going to go bad. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to like completely deform when you press on them. They're like supposed to have a little bit of bounce back, right? Just a smidge. Spitballing here. Ugh. It always feels like there's so many things that aren't going right, but well, they're not gonna fix themselves. Life just be lifin'. Life be lifin'. Either get with the times or fall behind, I suppose. It'd be nice if it was a little easier though. Like just a little bit of stability would be nice. Stable growth. Stable PC status. You know, that sort of thing. do wish I could do more content. Trust me. Well, you know you guys would want more, right? Or at least said that. Charlie at least has said that. There we go. Gotta remember to talk louder, otherwise it gets cut out by the noise suppression. Which I can't change for that one, and the other one sucks, so... Yeah, although I'm not... No, it didn't really work for the fan either, did it? I don't remember. I know it had issues with the keyboard. Also, it didn't really cut it out. I talked and then you heard it in the background, which is not great for talking. Good white noise, but not great for talking and being audible. But hey, winter is coming. So we got that to look forward to. Got that to look forward to. Can no longer have to worry about the fan. Probably can turn off the noise gate then. Noise suppression, whatever. Find a game that I like doing more? I don't know. Because like I've tossed around the idea of doing like different topics for the day multiple times, but I've also tried that a couple of times. There's like only so much that I can get out of that without like, no, it's a lot of likes, but you know what I mean. Discussion back and forth, because it's probably a Wikipedia article or something on some mythological creature, for example. There's only so far I can take that. Maybe the argument then is not stream as long, and that it's over when it's over, which I guess is a little more nebulous for these. I don't know. Makes more sense for when gameplay, less sense for when talking. Although today was brother moment, so I'm not counting this. Although I do wonder, like, when is like too long? Like, what is not enough topic talking on, or what is a good topic to talk on? Because I feel like I don't want to go round and round in circles on content creation, and then what I want to do in the future, and then that's really it. I don't really have anything exciting going on in my life. No stories. No cool new thing. Right. The most I have is the dog ate shit again and burped, which smells wonderful, as I'm sure you can imagine. Arguably worse than just the poop itself. So, fantastic. Love that. Hmm. I'm not about to do ASMR streams though. That, no. I don't think that works. A, I can't guarantee the environment for it, because dogs, and I don't live alone. So, that's a problem. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Something to figure out. Ooh. What is this? Reaction? Oh, that's what that means. Why can I set that to the right? There's like nothing there, YouTube. What do you mean? Community moderation. Oh, that's an entirely different tab you just opened. Nope. Help us better understand the demographic and any information of creator and artist communities. What? Whatever. That doesn't mean anything to me. Y'all got anything? Look, I feel like I've done my fair share. Ignore that it's like kind of my prerogative. But you know, for like 2 hours, 25 minutes. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know. Frogs? Are frogs interesting? Not especially. Personally. Kinda slimy. Like, sort of cute. But like, you know. I'm not a frog expert. That's the most I can give on frogs. Sorry, typing. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Coding. Oh man. If you ever want to make a bunch of money, just get into coding. Just back-end development. Yeah. That is, you can do that from home. It's reliable. It pays well. It's just boring. I don't think that makes me entitled. It just means that I can't do boring things. It just is what it is. I must be stimulated. Mentally. To clarify. I must be mentally stimulated. Don't be weird. Or, well, I mean, no promises that you don't get, like, timed out. But that and robotics. Two things that are... Backend is just always useful in this modern day and age. Robotics is taking off, I guess. Still newer on the scientific side of things, but, well, it's newer. It's going up. People want to automate more and more things, and, you know, companies love saving money, but also they can be used for other stuff. Drones are a thing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, war is hell, by the way. War is hell. Oh. At some point, they're gonna do another modern battlefield, and there's just gonna be drones everywhere. It's going to suck. Oh, man. Oh. Not looking forward to that. I do need to kickstart the creative side of things, though, as far as my brain goes. Too long sitting around doing nothing. Was never really a fan. Still not a fan. Not going to get more of a fan. I'm more of a fan. But it's creativity is a muscle. I don't know. Need to find some way to like link the writing is the same as like coming up with topics or whatever on stream sort of thing. Or coming up with music. Really, the answer is just practice guitar and then I can just do that when I don't actually have a topic. Which I tried before, but then it got discouraged because it was like my brain was hyper-focusing on I need to build up to get affiliate on Twitch. And the first one did well, met the requirements, and then after that, not so much. And well, this is why you can't be super goal-oriented. Stuff like this, it's not a linear graph. Progress on YouTube or content creation in general is ups and downs. And they're not always equal in terms of how much you go up versus down, and then corresponding to the opposite occurring. It goes up, it goes down, it stagnates, it goes up a little bit, it goes down a ton, it shoots up, and then it levels out, sort of thing. Like, anything can happen. Because I should clarify a little robotics I feel like that's spelled incorrectly. But my brain also wants to go Megatronics, because Megatron, and that's definitely not right. Or mechanization? That's technically an activity? That's a verb? Is it mechatronics, I guess? Coding and electrical engineering. Oh boy, all of the high-paying things. That also want a lot of schooling and knowledge. Yeah. I'll stick to what I'm doing. I have more chance with getting this to work than anything else. Just need my brain to lock in. Because like the amount of time and energy that I can put towards it is not what I want to be able to put towards it. But until I find some way to motivate my brain, that's gonna be tricky. It just sort of is what it is. Which isn't super helpful, but at least a direction. It would be very useful if I was like super hard into a topic and knew a lot about it and could make videos about that topic. Unfortunately, I'm more of a jack of all trades. Which is harder to market. I guess I just need to have lower standards in terms of games and gameplay. And topics that I talk about as to like their relevance or whatever, or what people actually find interesting. Just, I keep saying this, what I find interesting is what I should be doing, because if I find it interesting, then I can make it interesting, right? If I tried to talk about macroeconomics, like, it's important, it's useful to know, but no. No, 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 no. Not happening. Can't do it. I guess on the topic, World War II. I find it very interesting. I want a good World War II game so bad. I really want a good World War II game. World War II game, a good Battlefield game, a good Battlefield-esque game. Something with quick achievable goals that I can actually do relatively on my own, because the difference between like a CS2 and a Battlefield is like I can take a point in Battlefield and I can do well and I can look, okay, look, I did well on my own. Helped teammates, did something important in the match, had a good effect. Did we lose? Maybe, but I can still say that I did well and know that I did as well as I could. Did my part, be well. With CS2, it's much smaller scale, it's more linear, and it's way more heavily dependent on team play. Also, I'm more new to it, so there'll be times where I make mistakes or I overthink things instead of just clicking heads or making a play, and then if it works, it works, if it doesn't, it doesn't, and then get in my own head, and then anxiety, and then it just... Like, if you're to pull up my match history, not that I know how the hell to do that, on CS2, it would be a mix of games where I do really, really well, and then do okay, and then games where I do poorly. And it wouldn't even correlate to the enemy in terms of how good my opponents are or how good my teammates are. It's, to an extent, map-based. I know some better than others, some just suit my play styles better than others. Just how you start, like, that can help build up your confidence to destroy it as well. But, like, I know that I'm good. I know that I can do well. I should realistically be hitting, like, the midpoint of 20k. I've been doing... Hello? Are you okay, ears? Like, what happened there? What happened there? I don't know how I did that, but whatever. Look too janky as hell. Moving on. I've been playing shooters for over 2 decades now. I have the experience. I'm qualified to do well in a shooter. Almost diamond in Val, which is like probably around 20k in CS2. And the only reason that I stopped at that is because the teams. This has been a constant gripe, is over the past like 3 years, there's been a marked decline in the consistency and the level to which people play in like tac shooters or League or CS, right? That's a tac shooter. Deadlock. It's not like people have just gotten worse. It's just like they have less patience. And they care less. They choose to play the game, but it's not, they don't really want to be playing the game. They're just playing the game because they think they want to play the game. And it's just not great. Because I have a very team play oriented style. I don't care about dying. I don't care about having the most kills or... I'm gonna cough drop because I can, in case you're wondering. Why? Anyway. I'm very much a team player. But everyone is both A, selfish, and then B, doesn't play with team. And then I get myself in a position where I help other people be in a position where they could play well and carry, but then they don't do that because they're not really fully locked in on it. And then just downward spirals. Realistically, if you're gonna play a tac shooter or a MOBA, the first thing you should do is make sure that you are in a position to carry. You come first. That's just how it is. Because if you aren't doing well, like if CS, for example, if you don't have enough money to buy, because you keep dying because you're like entering for people you know who are just baiting you, or you playing too aggressive, you keep making mistakes or whatever, then you can't influence the match unless you decide to become a crack shot with a deagle or something. It's putting everything into... It's making it less reliable. It's more flippy, I guess, is really the term we're looking for here. Instead of if you are taking your ones, winning them, getting another even, playing tactically, maybe you're not like full sending with your teammates, doing, because like I tend to do stuff that I know I shouldn't do, but like you technically supposed to, like, it's sort of like this. If your teammate does something dumb, there's a higher chance you can salvage it or that it'll go well if you do the dumb thing with them than if you don't do the dumb thing and let them just do the dumb thing on their own. First off, they're probably going to tilt because they're like, why aren't you playing with me? Why aren't you helping? Why are you just baiting me? It's like, you just swung out in front of mid into an op who's been sitting there for 3 rounds and you've died every single time, and you're expecting us to do what exactly? Keep in mind, I can't do lineups in CS because my mouse is borked and it keeps double clicking, so I can't actually line stuff up. But, you know. I guess it's sort of indicative of the world's current position and how things are. Not ideal, but not something I can change on an individual scale, is it? No. I'm not that full of myself. My ego is not that big. It's decently sized, okay? I'm aware that I'm good at a lot of things, and I know I can do a lot of things. But I'm not going to say that I'm the best at everything. I can be creative, I can be logical, I can puzzle things out. I can be funny. I'm apparently charismatic. I still don't see that one. I don't know. What even is charisma? To an extent, confidence, which I definitely don't exhibit. But, yeah. Things to figure out. I almost had to canoodle. No, definitely not. To contemplate? Yes. Canoodle? No. No. Wrong channel. Sorry. Wrong site. Realistically. I don't even know if that captures the entire rant. Monologue? It's really more of a monologue. Really monologuing. Yeah. I'm still sad that Arc Raiders didn't work out, because it's like almost the perfect game for me. Every single match was like its own storyline. So free. So good. And then the environmental storytelling was great. And then they did the Helldivers thing, which I would have done Helldivers too. I would have done Helldivers 2 too. Whatever. But doesn't run. Horribly optimized game. Fun. Horribly optimized. And just my PC issues meant that I couldn't do Arc Raiders. And the API is like fun. It's Arena Breakout Infinite, but like I don't know. Too much downtime. My brain has become too calibrated for quick. Like, I'm not impatient, but I'm not incredibly patient. And I wouldn't say that I'm the best at it, so from that perspective, it's not really the greatest thing for me to do content-wise. It feels like one of the things that could almost work, but just doesn't. Sort of like Project Zomboid, where you can do infinite storylines with Zomboid, but it's just not got enough for me to do with it. I don't know. At least not at the moment. As things stand, I don't think I could do Zomboid for content. Reliably. It might show up every now and again as like variety, because apparently that's the interest here. So if you have anything specific you want to see, I guess let me know. I can only promise so much, but I'm not running dry on ideas technically, but you know. You could use a little bit of narrowing down would help, instead of shooting in the dark for the interests, I suppose. Ideally, War Dogs comes out, I can play it and stream it, even if I have to use a PNG, and it doesn't stress my PC too much, and I think that could do really well. But I don't think War Thunder does super well. I don't think Deadlock does amazing on its own. And those don't really have a lot of crossover. Like, I'd have more luck crossing over with MechWarrior 5 and War Thunder, or League and Deadlock, than Deadlock and War Thunder. And I can only really play a couple of games of War Thunder in a row before I get bored, because it's first, ARB sucks, we went over that. Naval RB? Don't make me laugh. Or rant. Maybe even cry while ranting. I don't know. Could be. It's not a single good naval simulator-esque game out there at the moment. It's so... I was hopeful for Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnoughts, but that runs like dog shit. Just utter trash. Like, even not trying to record or stream, it still runs horribly. Which sucks, because it's a cool concept. Like, it's a simulator in terms of the damage models and whatnot, and I love a good damage model. It's why I keep coming back to War Thunder. But unfortunately, I don't like ground forces in War Thunder. And neither air or naval is good, and I prefer if naval was good. I'd really prefer if naval was good. But I'd take air. I'd take it. It would be fine. I could run with that. And I don't really like World of Warships because its grind is just ridiculous, and it is literally just the same thing over and over and over and over. I don't really like how cruisers play. I don't like how... what's it called? Carriers play, or destroyers play, or submarines play. That leaves me battleships. I don't even like all of them. Really, at the end of the day, it takes forever to get through the ships, research-wise, and I get bored playing the same thing over and over. So, what are you gonna do? You can complain. I've done that enough, I think. Probably more than enough. Got some troubleshooting done. Spitballing, I guess. If I had to list my interests, it'd be some sort of warfare thing. We've got, I mean, mythology, but I don't know a ton about mythology nor any games that I could do anything with that. So, like, probably not. ASMR is a different thing entirely, and I can throw MOBs and tech shooters into its own thing, really. Neither Deadlock. That was probably, other than maybe the beginning of the War Thunder arc, Deadlock was the only other consistent one, and there's really just PC issues. I think I mentioned last stream, I'm kind of just hoping that they finally release the new heroes soon. It sort of helps that there's rank to work towards. Like, that's sort of, I mentioned, my brain is very goal-oriented. So, that's nice, but the trick is to not take it too seriously, and to remember to have fun. But I think I can record it. I don't know. There's two choices, right? Like, I could play the, what's it called? I could do, like, live recordings from the content side of things, like, streaming is streaming. Maybe they've optimized it slightly better? I don't know. Still can't use the model, which makes me sad, but if I'm not doing all of the time and then get out of my own head and feeling like that's running the content somehow, then it's probably fine. But it's either live recording or like looking into the replays and reviewing it. Because like I could review basically everything I've done wrong or what I should have done, sort of thing. That wouldn't be hard in the slightest. Recording it might be tricky because the recording model while also getting everything timed properly with the video means that I have to do silly recording tricks where it's technically all one screen, but then I gotta like DaVinci Resolve causes issues. Basically, it's down to if I don't record it live, in which case the recording works fine, and then editing it is fine because it's 3D keying works properly as it should, or I record it post, and then DaVinci Resolve causes issues with the keying and it doesn't work as well as it should. Makes things very annoying, but I guess the answer should be figuring out which I like doing more, and then problem solving from that point. And also kind of decide, like, it's like, what would I be looking for out of gameplay? Informative? Highlights? Just the game in general? The ups and downs? Maybe slightly truncated and like edited so that it's not... No, if I did like a Bazing style with a deadlock. That could work. That is potential. Yeah, I think I'll sit on that. That's got a chance. I think Deadlock is a great game to stream right now. It has a huge fan base and not that many streamers for some reason. It's one... I get to at least answer that. It's... Well, one, probably people who have the same thought that I did, which is like, they're not great at it, so then like, why stream it? No one likes failing overly much. Can't blame them, but it's a learning experience, sort of. Two, it is a very, very unique type of game in that it is a 3D shooter MOBA, which maybe sometimes focuses too much on the shooter aspects, but that's another topic entirely. And three, it's technically not released yet. So in order to get access to the game, you have to either know the Reddits or whatever, like the Discords, where you can get effectively referral codes from someone who's already in, or you need to just know somebody who can give you one. Otherwise, you physically can't play the game. Because like, I only got access to it... Well, the big update before Old God's New Blood, I think. Where Mina and whatnot got released. It was like Mina, Billy, Drifter, Doorman. Was it Doorman? Was Doorman the most recent one? I don't remember. But yeah. Whenever that was, it was like over 6 months ago, I think. Maybe a year. It might have been like almost a year. Maybe like 8 months or something. Still. I probably end up playing later because I'm not happy with where it placed me. And also now I have motivation. But I really do need a character that I like more than just Graves Ivy. Although Ivy is in a better place now. She's like gun early into Spirit, which is much preferable to just gun, where if you fall behind for a millisecond, you are worthless. And Spirit, where... I mean... Oh God, what the hell is her one called now? Is it called Kudzu Bombs? Look, I haven't looked recently. I just know they changed the name. But she's not amazing into most scenarios. If you focus on the one doing damage, because people are really mobile. So, as a team fighter, she's great, but... the 1v1's a little... iffy. Depending on your opposition. Although you can now change the character you're playing before game this... well now, so... I guess there's that. You're not stuck being Graves into the Giga Beefball comp who are just going to jump on top of you and you're gonna like it. Which wasn't great. Didn't love that. Not a fan. No. Doesn't do a ton of damage, especially during that time where she was like in between. Like Hybrid Graves was not good. That was not a good time for Graves meta. When she was gun, it was good. When she was full spirit, it was good. When she's like in the middle and they're trying to like straddle the line, she just doesn't do damage, and she doesn't do damage. And she also just doesn't really debuff. Unless you buy Ricochet, and then you can debuff a lot. But then that's all you do. Not exactly riveting gameplay. I know. I like doing damage. It's weird. So sue me. But yeah. I need to like fit something in between Deadlock though, because otherwise... okay. Fit something in between, or find a way to shift my mentality to not be as bothered by the inevitable idiots that I have to contend with. Which is easier said than done. But ideal, because it's an old adage, you can't control what they do, only what you do and how you react to it. Of course, if it were easy, no one would have problems with it. Yeah, funny that. But yeah, so I could do like a Bazang style thing where it's like... kind of highlights? I guess it's highlights is a good way to describe it, but more like... not the best of the best, but like... build a coherent story out of a game through highlights of it, because there's a lot of time in Deadlock where you're just farming, or you're going back to base, or you're dead. That happens a lot. Yeah. So that's something to think about. I don't know why. No, I know why. ADHD. I'm like, yeah, I'll try that for League, but like I don't like it in League. It's just... so that doesn't work. Why? Why? Why are you like this? Whatever. Whatever. But yeah. Long-winded explanation as to why there's not a ton of Deadlock creators. That's why. I'm sure Metroid didn't help. Oh boy. Funnily enough, I see more content creators for Deadlock that are like breaking down patch notes than actually playing the game. Because you have like Dead Air, and then you have Deathy, who I don't always agree with, but he's doing it. He also streams at a pretty high level, but that's streaming. Depending on temperatures, maybe that's next time. But I should at least be able to record in the morning. Assuming I wake up on time. Because, yeah, I don't think streaming earlier in the morning would go super well. But I should be able to record. Hopefully. There's a drastic difference in the quality of gameplay when playing early in the morning, midday, and evening. So here's hoping, but should get at least some of that out. I do still like the game. I just took a break from it for a while because ADHD and problems with it PC wise and just enough anxiety in that area. But that feels like the natural conclusion for today. Been a nice 3 hours. Feels like the right time. Run out of things to talk about anyway. Another upside to games. Just about keeping the right outlook. Anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Obligatory thing. Like, don't blame me. Don't blame the player. Blame the game. All right, that's just how it is. If you want to see more, I would recommend subscribing. Otherwise, I mean, the algorithm has gotten better, so maybe you would still see me show up every now and then. But I mean, if you subscribe and click the bell icon's important because YouTube's not always the most reliable at showing otherwise. I don't even know why that thing exists. Yes, I get it, phone, thank you. But it does. And if you really want to know when I go live and post stuff, then that's what the Discord's for, because I post notifications in there. It's quiet. I feel like I say this every time because I do say this every time. It's quiet because I'm quiet, community quiet. I'm quiet off stream. To clarify, quiet off stream. Very different environment, alright? Yeah. Don't ask why. Just, it just, is. Okay. But that's below. Otherwise, auf Wiedersehen, and I'll catch you guys next time. I should probably look like straight ahead while I'm... whatever. Later.